guys, yep, well this is just a quick post replay Blackpool. This is now Monday, I don't know what date it is, no idea what date it is. I was down here on Saturday. I left at, what time did I leave it? I left at 6:30 in the morning, drove down with 3 mates. We got down to Blackpool about 11:15 I think it was, and when I arrived, Stephen off Retro and Lim had already texted me to say that we had to go into this room for, I think it was 11 o'clock. When I got there I met GLS 76 Gaming, John. Yeah, and basically went into the room, and what it was is there was a table with about, I think there was 10 chairs, and it was basically, the whole purpose of it was to record a sort of a live, not so much a podcast, it was just a discussion, having all the kind of Retro and Lim guys together. It wasn't all of them right enough, but I mean there was a good number. It was good fun. It was good fun. I think the panel outnumbered the audience 2-1 right enough, but you know what would you expect? I mean, unless you're actually into YouTube, people wouldn't know who the hell we were. But it was good fun, quite a laugh. I did feel slightly that everybody else knew each other and I didn't. I mean, the only real person I kind of felt I knew to any real extent was James, Monkey Spaz. The rest of the guys I didn't really know, but you know, they're a great bunch. It was excellent to meet. I mean, I met Nova Bug, Gashead Steve, Console Snob, is it Yaks, so Yak I think it is, yep, obviously Monkey Spaz, numerous other guys. Apologies I don't remember your name, but yeah, that was good fun. That went on for about an hour, and then after that I was intending just to play video games, but in the end I ended up just walking about and meeting a lot of people. I also met the Gebs. Is it the Gebs 24 I think it is? I'm really shit when it comes to YouTube sort of names, but yeah, I met her, I've said hello to her, nice to see her. I was talking to Mr. Jeff Minter. I've got to say, I had a shot of TXK. Now I've been very critical of Jeff with this whole Atari thing, sort of thinking, well, what's he complaining about, you know? And you know, I still do kind of stand by, you know, he's had a good run at it, sort of thing. But I had a shot of, despite the warnings and the sort of the lawsuit, well, not the lawsuit, whatever it is, despite the sort of threat of legal action by Atari, Jeff and Giles had TXK set up on PC running Oculus Rift and also on the PS4. Yeah, and I had a shot of the Oculus Rift one, and my goodness, consider my mind blown. It's just incredible. It's hard to really describe just what it's like playing a game like that in sort of like 3D. You're not so much looking at the game in a 3D way. It's the best way I can describe it would be you're inside the game. You're actually inside the game playing it, and it becomes so immersive. It's just incredible. It really is. I mean, I would say it's. I mean, I'm not saying I would spend 300 quid to play it like that, but it's the one game that would make me want to buy an Oculus Rift. Just even more than Elite. You know, seriously, it's that good. It's awesome. But I've got to say, on the PS4, Jeff was running it on the PS4, just using the sort of like the 3D glasses, I think, that you get the pictures, and it was really good. It really kind of stood out, kind of thing. It was kind of 3D, similar to what you would describe as similar to the 3DS. You know, not as immersive as obviously the Oculus Rift, which you don't expect, but really excellent. So yeah, I was talking to Jeff and Giles for quite a while, really nice guys, got a picture taken with them. I met a lot of good friends. I got to meet John Studley for the first time. John's a top bloke. I mean, he really is, and I'm not just saying that, he's such a nice guy. He introduced me to the lovely Sally, she's really nice as well. You know, just two really genuine, down to earth people. Now, I don't know, at the point of making this video, I don't know how John got on with Pac-Man. I know I was only there on the Saturday, and he'd made a couple of small mistakes and wasn't able to do it. He was going back on the Sunday to try again. Now I don't know how he's got on. I'm not too sure. I'll hopefully find out. I was talking to John, and we're going to have the second part of his interview next weekend probably. So yeah, also I met a lot of good mates. I met Tony Temple, plenty of other guys. I met quite a few of the guys from the Edinburgh Retro Club, which was interesting. You know, you meet them 17 miles away from where you stay, and you meet them 300 miles away or 200 miles away, whatever it was. But yeah, the event itself was really good. I can't even say I'd have any real any criticism of it. I mean, it was split into kind of three. Well, you had your kind of big stage where they had the cosplay, which always bemuses me. I think it's quite funny, the whole cosplay thing, and I don't get it myself. The cosplay, but at one side you had the sort of indie games running on the PS4 and that kind of stuff. That's where Jeff Minter was, all the indie games. In the middle you had all the sort of old, you know, computers and consoles, which personally I never ever play. I really don't see the point in me travelling for, you know, 4 hours, paying that money to play a Commodore 64 game. I've got them all here. I can play them here without any worries. So I don't really, although I have a wee look, I don't play any of the sort of home consoles or home computers because I just don't see the point myself. Arcade wise, they had most of the classics. It was interesting to hear, I can't remember who was telling me, talking to one of the Edinburgh Retro PC guys. He was saying that all the machines are actually supplied with 2 people, and one of them being Andy of the arcade club. So yeah, half the machines that were there were the ones that I probably played when I was down there a few weeks ago. But the actual games themselves are in mint condition, you know, really superb. As usual, I didn't really get to play as many games as I would like to have played. I was just too busy talking to people. I mean, in an ideal situation, I would go down, have 2 full days. I'd have a day just meeting people and then a day just playing games. But you know, it all adds up. I don't want to take the piss with my wife and my little daughter with being away for 2 full days. So yeah, we came back. The event finished at 6 o'clock, and also I forgot to say there was also the, what do you call it, the sort of the retail outlet part where you could buy stuff. Yeah, good selection of hardware, games, you know, some bizarre sort of stalls selling knives and swords and that kind of stuff. I'm not really quite sure what that's got to do with retro games, or there again I'm using that horrible word, retro games again. Yeah, I don't quite know what that's got to do with that event. No idea. I wasn't interested in the slightest in that. But prices kind of fluctuated. I mean, you're always going to pay a wee bit more money down there than you will on eBay. The problem, well, not the problem, but the thing with eBay is you're paying that, you're getting it for less money, but there's always the risk that you're not going to have, the game might not work, whatever you buy may not work fully, you've got postage on top of it. So for an extra, maybe, I don't know, 10%, you're almost guaranteed getting a decent product. So yeah, with that in mind, it's you know, it's pretty good. But I didn't buy anything. I'll tell a lie, I bought a manga t-shirt for my daughter, I bought 3 posters for my daughter, and I bought a Sackboy for my daughter. So yeah, nothing for myself. No, I'm talking absolute bollocks. I'm talking shite. Yeah, because I even dug it out to show you. I got this thing, the Sega Saturn, apparently, well, it's the official arcade controller. Now, I don't actually own a Saturn at the moment because I sold my PAL one to my mate Ian. I gave it to him on Saturday. I'm actually waiting on delivery of a Japanese Saturn, which I'll hopefully get this week at some point. Excuse me. Now, the only thing about that really pissed me off big style, I handed, it was 20 quid, and I handed the guy a £20 note, and he had a look at it, and then he said to me, "Have you got any UK money?" And I just kind of laughed, and then he looked at me again, he says, "Have you got any UK money?" And I went, "Are you having a laugh?" and he kind of looked at it, and then I think he realised I was pretty pissed off, and he goes, "Oh no, it's okay mate, that's fine, thanks very much, cheers." And I mean, now I don't know what the script is with Scottish currency in England. I've never ever had any problems with Scottish money in England ever until Saturday. And I must admit, I found it quite offensive actually, him challenging me, somehow thinking I was giving him some monopoly money. You know, I mean, I can understand maybe they've never seen that a particular note, whatever, but I mean, it's all acceptable. So yeah, I was a bit pissed off with that. I mean, he was actually lucky that I didn't say, "Look, give me the money back, mate, you can piss off, I'll take my business elsewhere," because it's quite offensive. We're all part of the UK, so I didn't really see what the problem was. But yeah, so that was all I bought for myself. It was over all too quick. I mean, we're doing the podcast, Retro and Limb live link up thing, for about an hour. By the time I got out of that, it was about 12 o'clock. I did go to see, watch the Oliver twins doing a talk. I've got to say, I'm not a Dizzy fan. I really am not a Dizzy fan. I mean, I would almost say that I dislike the game. I mean, I've never played it for any length of time, but I've got to say these guys came across as very sincere, decent blokes. I mean, they were talking about obviously all the games they made, the various simulation games, the various Dizzy games, and you know what these guys achieved was pretty remarkable. I mean, they were just two kids who decided to start programming. I mean, their first game they got offered £10,000, and this was back in like 1986. You know, 10 grand, that was a shitload of money. I mean, it was probably like 20-30 grand in today's money. It's a lot of money. But yeah, they were very honest, funny. You know, really came across really well. They weren't taking themselves too seriously. I mean, when they were showing some of the games, they were sort of like, "Whoa, look at the colour clash," and then they showed, I don't know what it's called, Dizzy Down the Rapids or something it's called, and the guy's like, "It's not a clone of Tubin at all, oh no." So yeah, they were real interesting, quite enjoyed that. Sadly, Jeff Minter was due to do a talk today, so obviously I didn't get to see that. I'd love to have listened to Jeff talk. I think he's such an interesting character. So yeah, that was that. Games wise, what did I play? I didn't play a lot of games, it has to be said. Like I said, I could really do a second day down there, but that's really not going to happen. What did I play? I played Berserk, which I've got on there. I'm going to have a game in a minute. I played Hyper Sports. I played Robotron. There wasn't a great deal I did actually play. You know what? I can't. There were other games I played, but I can't for life of me remember what. Also played some really neat game. It's kind of like a Robotron game, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. It's one of these indie games. I think it's on Steam or it's on the PC. So I'll need to try and Google it and have a wee look and see if I can find it. But yeah, so after the event finished, the only one big downer to the day was my mate went out to put some stuff in the car. But because of the number of people there, I mean, it wasn't as busy as it was last year. We couldn't get parked in the car park, so we street parked, and my mate went out to the car to put some stuff in, and there was about 4 or 5 tow rags, 15-16 year old, congregating around the car, and apparently he shouted. I think one of them was almost scratching it, and he kicked the car, and my mate shouted at them and they ran away. I can't see any dents in the car, but you know, seriously, you take down a car and you can't even leave it in the street without some arsehole trying to put his key across it or dent it, whatever, you know. So that was a bit of a pisser. But yeah, so we left it, that event finished at 6. We made our way to the Travelodge in the South Pier. Travelodge is really nice. I mean, I have to say that a lot of Blackpool hotels look pretty rough, pretty kind of desperate in need of decoration. So the Travelodge was pretty good. You know exactly what you're getting. So yeah, we dumped our stuff and we went for a walk. Now it was a bloody miserable day. It was freezing cold. It was pissing with rain. just what you want for I was going to say an Easter weekend, just what you want for a bank holiday weekend. Because we were right at the south side, we were at the kind of pleasure beach side. We were miles away from like the tower and that kind of stuff, Blackpool Tower. But we went for a walk to at the South Pier arcades or amusement arcade, whatever you want to call it. And it's just sad. It's the Blackpool I remember back in the 80s was just a hustle bustle of non-stop, unlimited arcades, every machine you could think of, the noise, the bustle, you know, the flashing lights, the sounds, the smells, everything. It's now, it was probably even then it was run down, but it had that going for it, so you didn't bother. But all that's gone. I mean, your arcades are reduced to these machines that are fixed with a claw. I mean, my mate Ian had 3 or 4 goes, and I would say probably about, I don't know how many shots he had, maybe 16, 17 goes. He physically picked the thing up with a claw, and as it was moving it dropped it, you know, they're a complete con. Yeah, it's all these. You've got an occasional driving game, which has probably been ported from a home console. Is it Need for Speed or something? You've got these machines where you put your coin down and it kind of like this little waterfall. You try and win the money that pushes over the edge. You've got these, and that is about it. Fruit machines. It's just they're desperate, absolutely crap. And then we went kind of further up on the pier, and some of the things that you see. I mean, there was a there was a shop with this absolutely, I wish I'd taken a picture of it, this absolutely horrendous looking Michael Jackson soft toy. I mean, this thing was maybe so big, with this horrific Michael Jackson, if you can imagine a Michael Jackson plushie, ugly looking thing. I mean, it would have given your kids nightmares. You would threaten, if you don't go to sleep, I'm going to give you Michael Jackson to cuddle. It was that horrific looking. And at first I thought, oh, that was just somebody's idea for a joke, putting that in the shop. But we saw it, it was advertised as one of the prizes in one of these bingo things. I mean, it's just horrendous. With like Mr. Blobby plushies. It's, I don't know what it is, I don't want to badmouth Blackpool, because I'm quite sure actual Blackpool itself is a nice place. It's the front where all the shows are that's desperate. I mean, when we arrived on the Saturday morning, the very first thing we saw was a hen do. This was, we're talking 11 o'clock in the morning. A woman, a rather large woman, dressed with like bride to be, with all her pals, and she was clutching a huge inflatable cock. You know, that sums up Blackpool for me. Yeah, as I say, I'm sure Blackpool itself, I mean, the people in the hotel and that are really nice. I'm not dissing Blackpool at all, but the front is just it's a rather desperate, sad, run down looking place. I mean, they've spent a lot of money on the beach, which looks really nice, but unfortunately it's all the crap that they sell. I mean, there was shops selling bloody swords and all this kind of stuff, and some of the signs, you know, that you can buy. There was one something like, what was it? Something like, you know, if your husband doesn't like it, just punch him, then he'll like it. Things like that. Just really offensive things. You think, who seriously would buy stuff like that? But anyway, yeah, that's it. I mean, I had a great time. It went in far too quickly, unfortunately, which is always the case. But as I says, it was great. The highlights to me were really the people, meeting the people, meeting all my mates, meeting guys I'd never met before, meeting the Retro and Limb team. That was good fun. Even if I was a wee bit quiet, which is unlike me. I mean, it's funny how you can talk quite openly to a camera with nobody about, but it's another thing when you're actually talking in an open mic, especially when you don't really know anybody. You know, but yeah, great fun. So anyway guys, that is it. I'm off to have a shot of Berserk. I'm going to record it, because I played a few games of it down there, and I just realise what an awesome game it is. So I'm determined to try and crack 20,000. I think my best score was about 17,000, so I'm actually going to record myself playing it just now. So anyway guys, that is it. I trust you've enjoyed the video, and I shall catch you all later.